Good morning, it's Sue. Let me get this camera switched. Hi, how are you this morning? Welcome to my craft room. I am Sue from Snake River Stamping in Southeast Washington, and I'm really glad you're here today. We're going to do a really easy card, and I think you'll like the layout and be able to use it for a lot of things today. I was going to ask you my question for today. If you could only craft with one Stampin' Up! Product, what would you pick this week? What's your favorite thing? What's your favorite stamp set or product that you would like to use? One of the things I did this last week was washi tape, and the new washi tape that we have. And I made some cards last week. I'm going to share those again with you just real briefly. But that's one of my favorite things that I've been doing and using recently. I don't know. Usually, to be honest, my favorite thing is whatever I'm doing right at the moment. And that's why I'm doing it. But anyway, that is one of my favorite things. So I am now going to point the camera down on purpose and share a couple things with you, and then we're going to get started crafting this morning. I just want to remind you about Paper Pumpkin, the June Paper Pumpkin. If you sign up for it by tomorrow, June 10th, you will get the June Paper Pumpkin towards the end of this month. And it's always fun. It's going to be something kind of florally and summery this month. It'll be really fun. So I hope that you will like it. If you sign up on June 11th, that's still okay, but you will get July's Paper Pumpkin. Okay? So you have to sign up by the 10th of the month to get that month's Paper Pumpkin. Okay, I'd also like to remind you, I put this on my Facebook page, on my business page, about the virtual album retreat. If you are a scrapbooker and if you like layouts planned for you, they have this screaming deal for July 16th, 17th, and 18th. And it's from 2 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. Mountain Time, which is 1 p.m. our time to 9:30 p.m. our time in the Pacific Northwest. And they will send you layouts for 12 pages. Well, it's 24 pages, 2 pages for each month. I'm going to try to, my camera does not focus in and out very well. So anyway, I'm going to just hold this up. So they have a layout for January, and they send you everything you need. They send you the stamps and everything, and they might send you some ink spots. I'm not sure about that, but you just need some adhesive and maybe some scissors. So they do a January layout, and you add your own pictures, a February layout, and you can make all these layouts and add pictures as the year progresses. And they do March and April, all the months, and they have different themes for every month. They're really cool. So I used to do scrapbooking a lot when my kids were younger, but I don't do it as much anymore. But if that's something that you enjoy, they are going to do this virtual album retreat, and I believe I have a link in my description, so you can just press the link and go right to the page and see if that's something that would interest you. Okay, if you're a scrapbooker. Also, this month is the buy one get 50% off the second one sale, which is another great sale. And there is a method to the madness of ordering this stuff. You want to order things that are fairly close in value, because they charge you full price for the most expensive item you order, and the 50% off is the one of lesser value. So if you get 2 things in that order that are fairly close, you're going to save the most money. And I ordered some stuff last week, but I placed several different orders because I wanted them I wanted to order things that were similar in value. So I ordered a couple of suites that were similar in value. Okay. So I got that second one half off. And then I wanted to order just some designer series paper. So I put that in a completely separate order because I didn't want them to charge me for a suite and then take 50% off the paper that was only $12.50 to begin with. So then I ordered all my paper that I wanted in my second order. Then I did some embellishments in a third order, you know, some ribbons and gems and things like that, because they were very similarly priced. So if you need some help figuring out how to order and getting the best bang for your buck, contact me. My contact information is below. My email, my phone number, etc. is below in my description. Let me help you with your order if you have trouble figuring it out, and we can sort it out so that you get the most savings on this 50% off sale. Okay, so it's buy one at full price, get the next one at 50% off, which is a really good deal. I don't think you've ever done this before. Okay, then my June specials, I'm adding one thing because I did get around to making a PDF this week. I've had really busy weeks. I'm going to tell you my weeks. This week is even worse. I have all my regular stuff going on, and then between my husband and I, we have 10 appointments this week to be at, and I'm just a little bit overwhelmed with that 10 appointment thing, but I know I'll get through it. And the one thing I have to look forward to is on Saturday, my granddaughters, I have 2 granddaughters, 6 grandchildren, and 2 of them are girls. Anyway, both my granddaughters are in dance, and they have dance recital this Saturday, and I love dance recital. My girls were in dance all growing up from 3 years old until they graduated high school. And now my granddaughters are in dance, and my oldest granddaughter will be a senior next year, so it'll be here last year. And so I'm always excited to see what dance recital holds for us. So we have a busy week, but at the end of the week, we have dance recital, so I'm so excited about that. Anyway, back to my June specials. Any order $20 and above, you start earning Stampin' Rewards, 10% Stampin' Rewards. And it starts with your order of $20 or more, and it just keeps increasing, of course. If you order $40 from me, you get card kits, 4 cards, 2 of each design. You get your Stampin' Rewards, and you're going to get that new PDF. And I'm going to show you the card in just a second. $50 order, you get the card kits, you get gems, you get your Stampin' Rewards, you get the PDF. $60 order or more, you get the card kits, the gems, one sheet of dimensionals, Stampin' Rewards, and the PDF. Okay, so all of those things, it just keeps increasing as your order increases this month. Okay. So the PDF that I am advertising this month is this card, and this can be made with any stamps, any paper. I give you all the dimensions and cutting directions. It's a tent fold card. I used Sweet Blooms. What did I use? Pretty Florals, sorry, Pretty Florals. I used Pretty Florals, and I cut some out and then popped them up to make it kind of 3D. Can you see that? How some of these are 3D. I put them right on top of the original image and popped them up. So I have a PDF for this tent fold card. It's really easy. And actually you can use it with any paper you have, and it's very, very easy to do. My card kits for this month, they look like this. I have a couple of different designs. I have this fun fold, and I found my Velcro dots, so I'm sending you Velcro dots too to do this fun fold, and I will send you the link to the video that shows you how to make these. And I have a couple of different papers and things that go with that. And then the other design looks like, I'm going to use these two. It looks like this. This is one design, but it's two different papers. And remember, I do all the cutting, but you have to have your own stamps and your own ink. And this is also a very simple design. And I'm using some older paper on this one that I just think was very pretty. And then this one is some newer paper that I'm using on that one. So those are the card kits that you will get for your order of $40 or more this month. Then I wanted to remind you about the stuff we did last week with the washi tape. We made a couple different cards with the washi tape. And we did Spotlight on Nature circles, and then we cut out the washi tape. I talked about last week about you can put that washi tape on white cardstock, colored cardstock. You can put it on vellum. You can put it on clear plastic sheets. And you get a different look each time when you do that. So these were the cards that we made last week. And you can go back to that video if you didn't get a chance to see it. It was last Monday, June 2nd, with the washi tape. I think I'm going to probably do some more videos with this washi tape because I just love it. Love it, love it, love it. I talked to you about the ordering. Try to find things that are pretty similar in value. For instance, if you liked Turtley Cute, this is an $80 suite. And Kintsugi Inspirations is a $77.25 suite. So those are fairly similar. You would pay for the more expensive one, and then you would get the less expensive one half price. Now you can also order elements out of suites and get those on the buy one full price, get the next item half price. And that's where I was talking about if I just was going to order the paper, I make a paper order, because paper is often, the DSP is often very similarly priced in one suite as it is in another suite. So I would make that order. Embossing folders, same thing. Gems, same thing. Bundles, same thing. You know, just separate out your orders so that you're maximizing your dollars. And if you need help, I would be so happy to help you with that. Okay. All right, that brings us to today. And I have a super easy card today. So many things in the envelope. So this is the card today. This is an easy Z-fold card using the Mixed Florals card pack, which is no longer available, sadly. I love this card pack because they had all of these little cards. They have big ones too. They had all of these little cards that fit. They were just almost the right size to do this. I just had to cut a little bit off the top and the bottom to fit on the front here. It was just a little bit too big, but it was exactly the right width. So I just cut off 1/8 of an inch on the top and the bottom to make these work. And they had so many cute patterns in this card pack that you can use. Like something like this, it's plain, but you can stamp some stuff in here that would go well. I think, yeah, this is the one I used to make my sample, and I am going to use a different one to do. Anyway, they just have all sorts of pretty ones and they have, and of course they're double-sided. They have all sorts of things on them, you know, depending on what you like. So if you have, I had a couple of these card packs in my stash, and so I thought, well, I want to use those. And you can use these to make note cards, you know, something smaller, but I'm using them to make a larger card. And this is called a Z fold because, as you can see, it forms a Z right here, this little hinge device, and I'm going to show you how to do that. It's really pretty easy. Okay, so here are the parts. I'm going to lay these out so you can take a screenshot if you like. So the card base, and I'm using Boho Blue, which is no longer available, although I noticed on the website on the last chance list the alcohol markers are still available. The paper, the cardstock, and the ink is gone. Everybody bought that. So the Boho Blue is 5.5 by 4.5, and this is your card base. There's no folding on this. This is just a card base, just one piece. Okay. Then the hinge with the Z fold is basic white, and it's the accordion insert. It's 4 by 6.25, and it's scored at 1.5 and 3. So I just stuck this in my trimmer, scored it at 1.5 and 3, and then you have a mountain fold and a valley fold to do this. And I should say that I cased this card from Susan Campfield. Mine's different, but it's the same fold as her Z fold. And if you want to go check out hers, it's really pretty too. And then I cut some DSP, cut 2 at 1 inch by 4 inches for the card front, and these go on the outside. So these are 2 of them at 1 by 4, and we're going to color them just a little bit to go with this card. And then my first one, I used a white because it went with a white one, went with this particular pattern that I used. I used white as my topper, but the one I'm going to use today, I picked a different pattern from those little cards, and it needs to be 3 inches by 3 3.75 of an inch. So like I said, I cut 1/4 of an inch off, or I took an 1/8 off the top and an 1/8 off the bottom, because I think the original is 3 by 4, and I needed to take 1/4 of an inch off of that. So they were just about exactly the right size. So I had, this was 3 by 3.75. And then I changed the white to black because I thought black looked really good with this particular one. There's black in it, and it looked better than putting all this white on white. So I made my topper black instead of white, and it's 3.75 by 4, just a smidge bigger than the DSP. So those are our pieces and parts to do this card, and that's it. Besides, we're going to use some of the, from the Mixed Florals card pack, we're going to use some of the words and some of the so there's no stamping there. We're just going to use some of these stickers and elements of images and things to decorate our card, which makes it so easy. And I'm also going to do a little embossing. I'm using, this is a new embossing folder set, the Glass and Gardens embossing folders, and this is the glass part and this is the floral part. Either one would look really good on this. I believe I used the glass. Yeah, on this one I used the glass. It's a little bit hard to see on the dark, but on the light you can see where I embossed it. And I glue it on first, and I emboss the whole piece that goes on the top, and that looks pretty good. So those are the embossing folders that I'm going to use today. So to make our card, and like I said, you can use any DSP. I mean, you don't have to use this Mixed Florals if you don't have that. You can just cut some designer series paper that you like. So I thought there's Boho Blue in both of these. There's a little Boho Blue. So I picked a black and white pattern so I could color a little bit of Boho Blue with my alcohol markers to pick up the Boho Blue over here from this one. And so I just use my Boho Blue markers. I usually start with my dark, and I colored in those little flowers. I'm going to take it off of here so I don't ruin that. I just colored in those little flowers because I'm going to leave some of this just black and white. And I just, and you can see I'm not like making this super careful. I'm just kind of scribbling circles on these flowers, and then the black shows through. And I'm making that real quick work of this. And then I'm going to color just a couple of the larger flowers with the lighter Boho Blue. And so it will just pick some of that up from my main image that I'm using. Okay, so that was the dark. This is the light. And I'm just going to pick some of these larger images to color in. Let's see, I'm going to do this one down here. And this paper was in the pack that I showed you earlier. There's some black and white images in there. Maybe I'll do 3 on this one. There. So I have my Boho Blue. That went really fast. And as you can see, it's going to pick up the Boho Blue in this and just make that go together nicely. So I'm going to use my glue because I can slip it around, and I'm going to put these 2 edges on first. I've been having trouble with this glue getting stuck. So I'm hoping I have a pen in here somewhere. There it is. So I just, when my glue gets stuck, I just stick a pin and it's coming out with glue on it. I better grab wipe that off. Okay. And so you can see there's different patterns on the back of the paper. Man, this does not want to come out today. Do I have more glue? Out. I have more glue. Do I have more glue? Out. Hold on. I have glue. That one just doesn't want to work. I'll just open a new one. Hopefully this one will work. Yep. There we go. Okay. So I do want to put this towards the edge but leave a small border, and I want my top and bottom margin to be the same. So I'm just giving that an eyeball test. Like I said, you can use any DSP, whatever you want. You can color it in, you know, whatever you want to do to make it match. So then I am going to glue this on my topper, and I am going to emboss it. Center that. And I do like to let this dry a little more before I emboss because the glue is still wet. So I'm just going to wait for just a second, and I'm going to put this centerpiece down. So I have my mountain fold, my valley fold, and I close it shut. And I'm going to glue this down in the center. And I'm going to be putting the glue, fold that shut. I'm going to be putting the glue right here on the back. Almost fell off the table. That would not be good, because then it's way under the table, and I don't really want to climb under there today. So I'm going to put that down and let that dry. I'm going to take a large block and just hold that down for a minute. So my topper is going to go right here. Okay, but first I want to use my, let's see, how much would that emboss? Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm going to use, I used the glass one before. I'm going to use this floral one this time, and I believe this is going to go through my mini machine. Yes. This is going to go through my mini. So I just place this right in here, and that embossing is going to go right down the center, make it a little more interesting. I'm trying to remember, I don't often emboss on this machine, and I think I have to use this gray one. Yeah, I think that's what I have to do. And I think it's going to make the table shake. So if I move my 5,000 extra items over here, I can do it to the side, and so you don't have to have the earthquake effect. Yeah, that doesn't want to go through either. Doesn't want to go through. Okay. I know it will go through the big machine. So I'm just going to do that really quick. And that's just 2 clear plates with a #1 plate to do the regular embossing. When in doubt, go to the big boss. Okay. So let me hold this up. So now you see this is embossed. It looks great. It's got that pretty floral embossing on it. Makes it look even more interesting. And so I'm gonna place this on here, and I just want the glue. I don't want glue all the way on this thing. You can even see the deboss side on that. I just want glue on this little folded panel part right here, and I'm going to be pretty generous with that. Okay. And I'm going to put that down so I can slip slide that and get it centered nicely. I'm going to place that on there for just a second because I'm going to look through here, and I can pick any of these stickers. I have stickers and I have stuff that you can glue on. Let's see, these are the same. You can see I've used a lot of this stuff. That's kind of cute. I might use that. Yeah, these are the same. And then I also have, and this kit's still available with lots of words and things. This is called the Greetings for All Mix and Match Ephemera Pack. And these you have to glue on, but they do pop out. And this card, actually, that I want to send to a friend of mine. And I just want her to know that I've been thinking about her. She's been going through some really tough times. And so I just want to send her a card that lets her know that I have not forgotten about what she's going through. So I think I'm not going to use stickers on the front. I'm going to use this. And because this doesn't have a sticker on it, I'm going to wipe my hands off here for a minute. I'm going to put stickers on the inside. And I'm going to use some dimensionals on this to stick this on the front. I'll stick a few dimensionals. I think the big ones will fit. Yep. Big ones will fit. Okay. So I have my thinking of you. It can go up here. I think it's going to go up here. I don't want to cover up the picture if I don't have to. So I'm going to put that up here. And then on the inside, I'm going to pick something pretty that I think I'll stick that right there, so I'll have plenty of room to write something. If I wanted to write more, I would stick a white cardstock on the back so I could write more, but I think that'll be plenty to do this card. And it looks really cute. I might put some stickers on the envelope to decorate the envelope a little bit. But anyway, you can see how quick and easy it is with these card packs that they have available these days to make a very cute card. It was almost cut exactly the right size with these small pieces. Like I said, I just have to cut 1/4 inch off, or I did an 1/8 and an 1/8 top and bottom to make it fit with the dimensions I gave you earlier. And I colored the Boho Blue and left the other part black so that it would kind of go with it. And I think that makes just a really pretty little card like that. I'm going to show you some alternatives. These are the exact same measurements. I was using some different paper and things to do this. On this one, and I think I did the links below for these. Yeah, this is Delightful Wishes. I got these flowers out of the Delightful Wishes, and I used the glass. I just cut white for the 1x4s, and I embossed it with the same embossing folder. I did the glass and garden embossing on that, on this, and I used the Delightful Wishes paper and the Delightful Wishes, cutting out the flowers, and I put some pearls on there, and I stamped flower inside, but it's the same exact fold, Z-fold card. You know, you can just see how you can adapt that really easily. Then this was Everyday You and Me, which is another one of my favorite papers, and I did the 1x4s, and I did kind of a plain background, and I stamped and cut out the flowers, and I put Better Together on the inside, which was from that same set. Everyday You and Me. I think I pulled that out. Yeah, it's from this set. Okay, that was an alternative. And then I made kind of a masculine one. This might be my husband's birthday card. He has his birthday later this month. And so I used the textures one. What was that paper called? I pulled that out. Probably in one of these mini stacks. Anyway, that Everyday Textures or something. And I've used it before, and I think you've seen it. And I used the Wild Ferns to cut out the ferns and things. They have some really cute dies, and this is actually on the last chance list, and it's still available. And I used these pieces right here, and this middle, or this largest die for the stamp for this part. And I cut out these ferns, and then I cut them apart because when you die cut them, they have these really convenient things to actually glue on the back of your sentiment piece. And I just cut them at an angle so that I could make them go pretty much around. I could have gone all the way around, but I thought it was too much when I tried that. So I did top and bottom and side with the early espresso and the crumb cake, and then I used on the inside Elements of Text, which is available, and I really like this one too. It has a really nice splotch, and then the Elements of Text where you can't really read it, but it's artistically, you know, and aesthetically like really nice. So I used that. Again, same exact Z-fold, same exact measurements that I've already given you. You can just do this card so many different ways, as you can see. So I have all these examples for you today using this lovely Easy Z-fold Mixed Florals card pack, or you can use other paper that you might have. But I did two with the Mixed Florals, and I did one with the Everyday You and Me, and I did one with the textured florals, or textured something rather, textured something. I think you know what I mean. Anyway, so, oh, and then I had this one, and that was with the wishing one, Delightful Wishes. So I hope that some of these things might, this fold might be appealing and something that you could use really easily. Whoa, what happened to my camera? My camera all of a sudden disappeared, and I was not looking. Okay, so I don't know when that disappeared. So I did this one with the Everyday You and Me, just in case this didn't show. I did, oh, I think I see what I did. I think I did that. Aha! I accidentally, see, sometimes if I lay stuff on my computer, it might hit a button. Okay. All right. So I have no idea when that disappeared. So this is the one we made today. This is the one I made for my example with the card pack. This is with the Delightful Wishes. This is with the textured notes one. And this is one with Everyday You and Me. So you can see how this is a very versatile fold with using the Z fold and just making the card look really different just because of the paper. Okay. I'm sorry I hit that button and I did not notice. Back to my full screen. There we go. I think I have to stop laying stuff on my computer. All right, so I hope that was interesting to you today, and that the fold is really easy to do, and you might try that. And if you do, why don't you post it on my Facebook business page, what you decide to do and what paper you use, and if you have any hints or ideas of what you did, that would be great to see that. Next week, I am going to have some new stuff that is coming in probably today, of some new things that are available, and I will be sharing that next Monday, hopefully at 9 o'clock in the morning, and we will see you then. Okay, bye-bye. Contact me if you need any help with that ordering thing. Okay.